Okay, so we are here at the Enzo Ferrari Museum, the new Enzo Ferrari Museum in Modena, in Emilia-Romagna, Italy. This museum actually just opened on March 10th, so it's pretty much brand new. And it is adjacent to the house, and you can see this very well out here, but Enzo Ferrari, the founder of Ferrari, was actually born right over there, and this was his father's workshop. His father was a trained mechanic. He's born in 1898, Enzo Ferrari, and he was a race car driver. So we're going to see some of the race cars that he raced. He raced Alfa Romeos, but this is the first Ferrari that he made. It was not called a Ferrari because he hadn't established the company legally yet. But this is, they called it an Auto Avio Costruzione 815. This is from 1940. And this car is actually owned by a very wealthy collector, and it's on loan to this museum. And it's worth millions and millions and millions. I asked the people here at the museum how much it would sell for, and they said they guesstimated 5 to 10 million euros this car would sell for if somebody decided to sell it, because this is sort of the first car made by Enzo Ferrari, so it's a piece of history. And you can see obviously how beautiful it is. Absolutely gorgeous car. And I'm just going to show you a few of these vehicles here. We're going to sort of blow by these old Alfa Romeos quickly. These are the cars that when Enzo Ferrari started his career, he started as a racer, and he raced these cars. These are Alfa Romeos, and he was a racer between, excuse me, I believe about 1919 and the 1930s. The legend goes that that they sold this house over here, that he convinced his mother to sell this house in order to buy some race cars to launch his race car career. And he apparently finished 12th in his first race, but he got better than that, and he started winning races in the 20s and gave up in the 30s, and then right before World War II started to build cars on his own. These are some of the Alfa Romeos that he raced. These are all circa like the 1920s, but what I want to show you is sort of my favorite cars here in the Ferrari Museum. Now, I should say also that this museum is dedicated to Enzo Ferrari, but it's also dedicated to the history of sort of automotive production here in Modena. So it's not just Ferraris. We've also got Maseratis here and Stanganellis and Alfa Romeos. So these are pretty amazing. This car right here, now one of my favorites, this is the 1948 Ferrari 166 Barchetta Touring. This is a beauty. You tell me, you take a look at these cars, and well, which one would you like to have if you could take one of these cars home? I'm not sure for me, but this is a Maserati 1954 Berlinetta Pininfarina. Only 4 of those were made. This car is the 1949 Ferrari Coupe Touring. These are actually the same car. This is just the convertible, and this is the Coupe. Excuse me. This is absolutely beautiful. This is the first car that they consider to be mass-produced Maserati. They produced only 61 of these, but apparently car number 57 was owned by Evita Peron. This is the Maserati A6, 1948. This is absolutely stunning. You have to love the color too, the detail on this vehicle. They have them all looking beautiful, and it's just as you can see here, it's an absolutely beautiful building here too. The museum cost $16 million to build this museum and refurbishing this workshop over here, and you can see a little bit of the interior of this vehicle. And then we come back here. I think if I could take away one vehicle from this place, it would either be this car, the Maserati, or it would be this other Maserati here. Gotta say, I'm pretty attached to this one as well. This is the Maserati Spider Zaccato 1955. Look at this bad boy. Yeah. You can't go wrong with any of these cars, I would say, if you have the cash to pick one up. And of course, one of the cool things about this museum also is that maybe you can hear this and maybe you can't, but they've got an audio track of cars zooming by overhead. So that's kind of a nice little touch here for this new museum, which is actually very easy to visit too, because it's just about 5 minutes walking distance from the Modena train station, and Modena is just about a half hour away from Parma, which is another great city to visit in this area. And there's also another Ferrari museum that you can tour, which is about 10 miles away in Martinella, and that's actually where Ferraris are still produced to this day, and the ones that are produced these days cost between 200 and about 350,000 euros, and that museum actually doesn't exhibit the classic cars as this one does. It exhibits modern Ferraris, and only Ferraris, not the Maserati.